Hello friends, welcome to JavaFx GUI tutorial. Now you are watching part 4 of the layout manager tile pane. So in this video we will see how tile pane works in JavaFX. So this is our example, and here if you see, we have border pane, and border pane manages the stage, and in the border pane's center portion we add tile pane, and in the tile pane we will add a grid of 300 controls. So this is what we are going to do in this example, and we will also study the behavior of tile pane and how it works when you resize the stage. Stage means when you resize the window. Tile pane packs controls in the uniformly sized tiles. However, the size varies when the preferred size of the control changes. That means if you have two buttons, button 1 is holding the label 1 and button 2 is holding the label text, and if you see, the preferred size of the button is different. For the first button there is only one letter that is displayed, and for the second button it needs to display 4 characters, so the width changes. So this is what called the preferred size to display the content fully. So based on this preferred size, the size of the tile may vary. The tile pane can be horizontal or it can be vertical. In horizontal tile pane, the controls will be wrapped row-wise. Wrapped row-wise in the sense, once the control fills the first row, the second row will be occupied. Or when you resize and if there is no space to display the control in one row, then automatically the control wraps to next line. You can think of a notepad and you typed some line of text, and if you resize the notepad window, the word will be wrapped row-wise, right? The same thing happens for the tile pane. And if it is a horizontal tile pane, the behavior will be like a notepad. In vertical tile pane, the controls will be wrapped column-wise. That means the controls are placed top to down. Once the height is filled, then next column will get filled. The same behavior happens when you start resizing the stage by altering the height. You can either reduce the height or increase the height. So based on the height, the wrap will happen column wise in terms of vertical tile pane. The method set orientation will decide the wrapping, or we can say it will decide the tile pane's type, whether it is horizontal or vertical. That can be decided by the set orientation method of the tile pane. So here in the example, if you say, first we create the border using the inserts. So we give 10 10 10, that means the border is 10 pixels on all 4 edges. Next we create the tile pane and we name it as tile P. Then here we are setting the flow direction as horizontal, or we can call this tile pane as a horizontal tile pane. After that, we set padding for our tile pan using the inserts which we already created. Then we set horizontal and vertical gap as 2 pixels. So this means if you arrange the controls, so the tile pan will be here, and these are all the inserts. There are 4 inserts we provided, 10 10 10 pixels on all 4 edges. Then when you add control, the control will go in this direction, and when there is no space in your row, then the control will be filled in the next row. So that's what called horizontal orientation. If you set vertical orientation, then flow direction will be in the vertical direction. So it will be arranged like this. So we set up our tile pan, then we retrieve child nodes from our tile pan, and we call that as button tiles. After this, if you see, we are forming a loop to create or to run it 300 times. Then in each iteration we are creating a new button, and button caption we are giving it from the a loop counter. After that, to our button tiles we are adding the button. So this tile pan now will have 300 child nodes, or we can say this way also, tile pan will maintain 300 buttons. So this is horizontal tile pan, right? If you see. After this, if you see, we are forming a 300 button control. Controls will go like this, and if there is no space, then it will flow from next row. So we set insets of 10. That means let's state this outer one is the tile pan's edge, and here there will be insert 10 on all 4 edges. Then this is horizontal gap, and this one is vertical gap, and we set those as 2 pixels. So once this tile pan is ready, we create a border pan, and to the border pan we set the tile pan. So if you see, this outer one is the border pan, and this is the tile pan. That means this is border pan, and inside we set our tile pan. The details tile pan will contain a pack of 300 controls. So set center on border pan we are calling that. Then we are giving our tile pan which we made it ready. So once border pan is ready, we construct the scene and we set our primary stage. Then we set a title for our primary stage, and we show the primary stage to the user. Now it's demo time. We will create this example. So here is our NetBeans IDE. Now we will copy our previous example and paste it on the same package which we created previously. Border pan as well as tile pan. Then we will delete the content from our previous example. We will clear all unused inputs. Here, as a class member, we will create inserts. Or we can even create inside this start method also. So in the start method, first we will create the tile pane, and if you see, tile pane is from JavaFx scene layout package. We create the tile pane, we set the insert, then we set vertical and horizontal gap. After that, we retrieve the childrens of the tile pane. So button tiles we are calling it, and observable list is from JavaFx.collection package. So after creating the tile pane, we create 300 buttons and add all these 300 buttons to our button tile. So now tile pane is ready. We will create a border pane to hold this tile pane. So border pane is from scene layout, JavaFX scene layout, and we already used many times this border pane. Then to the scene we are setting this border pane, and to the border pane we are setting our tile pane. If you see tile pane, which is nothing but 300 buttons, then to the border pane we are setting the tile pane, and we are setting the primary stage with this border pane. Finally, we show the primary stage to the user, and let's set the orientation also. Tile p dot set orientation. So orientation dot horizontal we will experiment first, then we can go ahead with the vertical orientation. Now we will build this. And we will run our tile pane. Here, if you see, our stage is now displaying 300 tiles, or we can say 300 tiles of button. We set vertical gap and horizontal gap as 2 pixels, and if you see that 2 pixels can be seen here, but when the buttons are having less number of digits, say 99, then size is automatically reduced. Since the size is automatically reduced, here if you see, the horizontal gap got automatically increased. So this is not a 2 pixel gap which we climbed, and if we go to the single digit, the horizontal gap is even more bigger. But if you look at the vertical gap, it is always fixed. So this is where the preferred size is coming into picture. So the maximum size required for the button is the 3-digit number. So after laying this tile, so if you see, the tile size is fixed based on the highest possible button size. After that, the tile size is the same. Here the tile size is fixed, and here if you see, the gap got increased. Now since it is a horizontal orientation tile pane, you can see we added 300 buttons, and the buttons are added left to right. So we added the button in sequential order. Also each button has the caption of 1 2 3, right? Here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 going from top corner or top left corner, and it is moving towards right, then coming down, and that's how it get filled. Now we will resize it, and if you see how the tiles are arranged, and after some point in time here, since the tile orientation is horizontal, when you resize horizontally, the tiles are arranged, but if you resize vertically, it will start hiding the buttons, right? Alright, now we will change the orientation from horizontal to vertical. Now we will rebuild it and run our example. This time if you see, the buttons are numbered top to bottom, then left to right sequence. So 1 2 3 4, then in the next column, then in the third column, likewise the buttons are get filled. Now if I resize horizontally, it will start hiding the buttons, but if I resize it vertically, it will start arranging the buttons in the columns. So now I am increasing the height, and it will use a less number of columns. You see, now if I reduce the height, it will use more number of columns to occupy the buttons. You see, so that's all about the tile pane of JavaFX. Thank you for watching. Bye.